There is an image in SpongeBob SquarePants that looks like a quick joke but becomes stranger the longer you look at it. A human-looking skeleton hidden deep beneath the ocean, still holding a fishing rod. It does not look like a sea creature with an exaggerated anatomy, and it has no elongated skull or recognizable feature that would identify it as a fish. It has a completely human-looking structure, including a skull, ribs, arms and hands. The strangest part is that the show never treats the scene like a mystery. It appears in the middle of the episode as if a human skeleton inside a monster were just another ordinary part of the scenery. In SpongeBob, apparently, finding a human skeleton at the bottom of the ocean is about as normal as finding a sign advertising Krabby Patties. But who was this skeleton? Did it belong to a fisherman? Was it a victim of the fishing hooks? Or is Bikini Bottom filled with human remains that nobody ever bothered to explain? The scene appears in Your Shoes Untied, when SpongeBob forgets how to tie his own shoes and spends the episode looking for someone who can teach him. The situation is already humiliating enough, since he can work in a kitchen, drive, jellyfish, and fight monsters. But suddenly, he cannot make a loop with 2 shoelaces. While searching for help, SpongeBob encounters a green monster covered in eyes and teeth. The creature swallows him, and this is where the important detail appears: a skeleton holding a fishing rod. Reference pages for the series identify the character as a fisherman, and the fishing equipment supports that interpretation. SpongeBob even asks the skeleton if he can teach him how to tie his shoes, but considering that the man has already been reduced to bones and is trapped inside a monster, tying shoelaces may no longer be his biggest concern. The scene works as a visual gag, but the fishing rod gives it a small backstory. It allows us to imagine that a fisherman came from the surface, reached the underwater world, encountered the monster, and became trapped inside it without ever making it back. Bikini Bottom would not simply be a city where fish talk and work in restaurants. It would also be an area that humans from the surface can reach, leaving behind evidence of their contact at the bottom of the sea. This possibility becomes more interesting when we remember Hooky, an episode in which SpongeBob and Patrick discover fishing hooks descending from the sky and begin playing with them despite Squidward's warnings. To them, the hooks look like toys hanging in the air. To anyone with basic common sense, they are metal hooks attached to lines, capable of pulling someone out of the ocean and carrying them into a world where the residents of Bikini Bottom would be treated as nothing more than fish. The episode presents the hooks as a threat connected to human fishermen, even though the fishermen are never shown directly. A tool from the surface crosses the boundary between the 2 worlds and enters the character's environment, which means the separation between humans and sea creatures is not as complete as it seems. The title Hooky also creates a pun, since SpongeBob and Patrick are playing with fishing hooks while skipping their responsibilities. The joke is harmless, but the danger inside the story is real. The characters know that they could be caught and pulled out of the water. When we place this information next to the skeleton in Your Shoes Untied, the image no longer feels completely random. The hook represents the surface, the fishing rod suggests the skeleton's possible occupation, and the monster provides an explanation for what happened to him. Perhaps he was a fisherman who lost a battle against the environment he was trying to exploit. The world above invaded the world below, but this time the invasion did not end with a fish being caught. It ended with the fisherman becoming trapped inside a sea monster. The most likely explanation is that the animators chose a human skeleton because the image is instantly recognizable and works better as a joke. Even so, the fishing rod makes the scene more specific than a random background gag. The skeleton may have belonged to a fisherman who reached Bikini Bottom before SpongeBob and became trapped inside the monster. The fishing hooks in Hooky show that the human world can reach the creatures beneath the sea, while the fishing rod suggests that this connection may have brought someone from the surface into the underwater environment. The series never confirms this possibility or provides a direct explanation. It simply places a human-looking skeleton holding a fishing rod inside a monster and continues the story as if it has shown nothing more unusual than another ordinary detail of Bikini Bottom. And once you notice that fishing hook, every scene involving fishing in SpongeBob starts to feel less like a harmless joke and more like a fragment of a story the show never finished telling. If you enjoy theories, subscribe to the channel and share your interpretation of this skeleton in the comments.